So this is Bill from Home Inspector M.D. One of the most fundamental systems to inspect in a home inspection is the roof, is the structure that keeps your home dry. And it's a huge bill if it needs fixing or replacing. So let's take a quick look at the roof and what we look for to inform clients to make the proper decision on buying their dream home. First, there are many different types of roofing materials that people can install on their houses, from asphalt shingles to metal, wood, cement, and clay. Here in Ontario, Canada, the majority of houses here are asphalt shingles. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. Now, the first thing to know about asphalt shingles is that there are two types, 3-tab and architectural shingles. It's important to know which one is installed on the roof. The 3-tab shingles are considered the cheaper version, which consists of a base material like fiberglass mat, then asphalt coated, and then finally on top, surface granules. The surface granules are important in protecting the material from ultraviolet rays and protecting the underlying layers. They consist of 3 tabs and are nailed on the roof. They also have a self-sealing strip across the shingle. The shingles overlap, so this bonds the bottom edge of each shingle together to prevent wind uplift. Failure of the sealing strip can result in missing shingles because of high winds. Now, these 3-tab shingles were widely used here in Ontario for decades, but they have been replaced by a better quality type called the architectural shingles. These are heavier, thicker, and more durable, and visually look much better than 3-tab. They still have the self-sealing strip, and the composition of the materials is similar. The main difference you would be most concerned with is lifespan. When buying a house, you want to know if the roof needs replacing sooner or later. Because with asphalt shingles, you're looking at about $10,000 to $20,000 bill and above in replacing the roof, depending on the size and complexity of the roof. For 3-tab shingles, we generally tell people it's around 20 years. But with architectural shingles, you're looking at 10 to 15-year longer lifespan than that. Of course, the weather in the area will also affect the lifespan of the roof. Tons of sunshine, snow, rain, hail, and wind affect the lifespan. Clients are notified if the roof is near the end of its life, given the type of roof material, and if we know the age of the roof. So what do we look for? Well, we look for missing shingles. A missing shingle can expose the underlayment. Then tearing of the underlayment can occur and can result in water leaks in the roof. Remember that steep roofs are not waterproof. Their purpose is to shed water. We also look for any patch shingles, determined by a different color or shade of the shingle. Why? Damaged or missing shingles could have resulted in water damage in the attic. So here are some examples of old shingles that indicate the roof will need replacing sooner than later. These are red flags. Do we see damaged or old shingles? Do we see a loss of granulars on top? Do we see cracking or coupling of the material? One often overlooked aspect of roofing is how many layers are installed on the roof. 1 layer is always best practice. 2 layers are normally acceptable, but anything more than 2 is not acceptable and needs further investigation. Multiple layers can trap water and heat, but they also put additional weight on the structure of the house that it was not designed to handle. Look at the edge of the roof and see how many layers there are. A proper roof would also have a starter strip at the eaves. Don't count that as a layer. Also, drip edge flashing is also best practice here, and it should be on all new installs, but older roofs may not have it. We also look for large trees close to the roof. Fallen leaves on the shingle roof can keep water on the roof longer, increasing the chances of roof leaks and deterioration. And fallen tree branches can also damage the roof. Of course, the leaves can also clog the eaves, leading to overflow of water near the foundation wall. So we would advise to trim the tree branches away from the roof or remove the trees. Now, is there a roof type that is better or worse? Well, yes. The best type is simple roofs, and you will have less problems. A gable or a hip roof are simple roofs that have less chance for leaks compared to more complex roofs with many changes in directions, with valleys and even fake dormers. A valley or dormer needs flashing, which creates a weak point in the roof. Penetrations in the roof are also possible sources of water leaks. One main culprit is old chimneys. Many of these old chimneys had incorrect installed flashing, which can let in water. Old metal chimneys are often rusted, so they may also pose a risk. You also have plumbing stacks. Made from rubber, we look for old stacks, which can let in water. We also look for really short plumbing stacks, because in Canada, it can be covered with snow in the winter. Finally, there are vents on the roof, which we look for proper installation. Oh, I almost forgot this one feature that not every house has, and that's a skylight. They can be nice with natural light coming into the house, but if installed wrong, they could be a major source of water leaks. Look for any crack glazing. Look inside for any water stains. Look for proper flashing, which is similar to chimney flashing. Look for high curbing of at least 4 inches high, because they're better than low or flush curbing, which are more prone to leaking. If you have skylights, make it a point to annually inspect them as part of maintaining your home. Finally, a steep roof is better than a low slope roof. Why? Shingles are meant to shed rainwater to the eaves, and it's much easier to do that from a steep roof. To sum up, the roof is a very important part of the house, and knowing if the roof is near end of life is a red flag. Of course, there are conditions that pose a problem for roof inspections here in Canada. From Home Inspector M.D, this is Bill saying thanks for watching our short video on roof inspections. If you find the information here useful, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and think about us for your next home inspection. Want more videos such as these? Check these out.